Hello. I am back. Now, in case you missed the last stream, which is very possible, um, the reason I had to end it so soon, and in case you missed it, is because of a few factors. One, um, my in-laws showed up without warning. I did not know they would come, and my sister forgot to tell me. Secondly, my brother-in-law let our his getting the dogs was his idea, but anyway, his puppies out, and they came to where I was sitting in the living room, and they ate my sandwich, and I was so pissed. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to play any. I was too pissed off to continue playing the game. I'm sorry if that sounds petty, but that's just how I felt at the moment. I'm feeling better now, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be doing another 11-hour stream or 12-hour stream because it's 9:33 p.m. where I am right now. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this video playing in the background, comment on whatever I have, and as I plug this thing around, that way you guys aren't just sitting in silence. All right, play it right now. Oh yeah, I'm playing this guy's I think his name is Atomic Shrimp. Yeah, I'm watching Atomic Shrimp's video on scams about robotic puppies. I did not know about it. I didn't see a single ad for this, surprisingly. Maybe because I have YouTube Premium. I don't know. Let's watch.
In this video, we're going to take a look at a couple of scams that I've been seeing recently and pick them apart to see why I think they're scammy. It will be obvious to some people, and I'm not going to do any test purchases in this video, but we'll also talk about those things too. The first one is this ad for what is supposedly a realistic robot puppy. Here's the ad. I'm going to mute the audio on it right there because I don't want to fall foul of YouTube's content matching. Yes, that was a Christmas song, and yes, it is now the month of May. But anyway, here's the rest of the ad. It's very typical.
So is Jingle Bells actually copyrighted, or is that specific cover of Jingle Bells copyrighted? Or is he just being cautious, especially cautious?
Of the sort of scam ad that you'll find on vertical video platforms, and I have been seeing it a lot. Apparently others have too, because a lot of people contacted me about it. It comprises a fast
sorry. This actually reminds me of the time I was playing a long time ago, but in my original channel before it was nuked. I was playing Far Cry 4, and while I was driving in one of the cars, a copyrighted song started playing over the inside the in-game's car's radio, and I got a copyright strike over it. I got a copyright strike over a song that was playing in an in-game car radio. I don't know how that's supposed to fucking work, but okay. I was so pissed, man. I don't know if it was one of the strikes that contributed to my channel being taken down, but anyway, I'm just angry. Sorry, I just got back from being pissed about a sandwich, and I'm getting pissed over a copyright claim on my old channel. Let's just continue.
Montage of short clips that fly past too quickly to properly watch. The claim here is that there is a product you can buy that looks and behaves exactly like a cute little puppy. Looks like maybe a Bichon Frise or Shih Tzu, but I think it's perhaps worth us just going through that again, scene by scene, with pauses to reflect. So it opens with the scene of a person carrying puppies backwards up an escalator as though they were bunch flowers, and another person on the opposing escalator grabbing one of them. Then a couple of shots of cute puppies being cute. The quality is terrible, so it's not easy to tell if these clips are just real, probably stolen puppy footage, or maybe AI generated. The next clip definitely is AI generated, showing someone supposedly assembling robot dogs by hand, except he seems to be working on, what is that, a lemon? Yeah, something like that, because this version of the footage from a different iteration of the scam is slightly better quality. Also, you can really tell this is AI generated because he's sort of doing stuff with his hands, but it's not any particular stuff. So yeah, every one of our cute robot puppies contains a hand-polished lemon. Next shot of two puppies looks like AI to me, just a bit hyper-realistic. Then this clip, which might be real.
I know that was a joke, but that reminded me of how you can make a battery out of a potato. Can't you make like batteries or watches out of citrus fruits like oranges or lemons. That'd be hilarious if a robot could be powered by a lemon. I wonder if that's possible.
Footage, but it's of a dog that's at least 3 times the size of the puppies in some of the other shots. Then this weird AI clip about USB charging. Apparently you plug it into your hand. And this one again, which has that sort of hyper-real AI look to it. Then more clips of possibly real puppies, and then we're done. There are numerous versions of this scam video, some of them using a different assortment of clips, some of them more clearly just AI generated than others, but anyway, if we took this all completely at face value, there is supposedly a little robot puppy toy that's responsive and interactive and quite agile and rather fast moving, and that's what's being sold here. And that's the first red flag, really. Robotic technology has come a long way in the last decade or two, and there are some amazing robot toys available, but the way the thing is depicted as moving and reacting in the video is beyond current consumer technology for a small and specifically a self-contained robotic toy. So let's take a look at the linked website, which is a complete mess. And just before we look at the wide array of things that are wrong here, just to say that there probably isn't any single one of these factors I'm about to mention that
Caveat, none of the things we're about to look at on its own is a definitive indicator of a scam. You'll probably find any one of these problems on some legit site somewhere.
guarantees the thing is a scam. You can probably find any one of these things on some legitimate site or other, but there is an inverse correlation between
But the more
total
of
number
these
things
red
searched
flags you
about
see, the less you
the
should trust.
investment in it.
All right.
These things are all red flags, and the more of them you see, the more likely it's a scam. Anyway, here we go. Maybe the first thing to notice is urgency. It says last day promotion. And hurry, only 45 left in stock, and there's this timer bar and clock thing that's ticking down, and in particular, this one shows thousandths of a second, which I think increases the sense that some urgent thing is happening really fast and very soon. This is just a hustle, designed to induce FOMO and try to make you click through without thinking. We'll look at what happens when that timer runs down in just a moment. Also, just to note that I visited this webpage on 3 or 4 consecutive days when I was making this video, and it's always the last day of the promotion, so, the promotion is a lie. Indeed, nothing on the page can be trusted. For example, it might be tempting to believe that this stock remaining number on the page is actually being pulled out of an inventory system somewhere, but it's not. How can I tell? The shop has multiple copies of the product listing. Here's one of them that's marked out of stock, for whatever reason. But also you should hurry because there are only 11,000 left in stock, and look, despite this whole listing being out of stock, 626 people are looking at it.
That reminds me of this old commercial I saw when we still had cable. This commercial, like, it had like this arbitrary counter on the bottom of the bottom right corner of the screen that said, "Oh, this is the amount of calls or orders that we got." And the funny thing is, it was the same exact numbers every single time. Like first it was 3, then it would be 7, then it would be 21, like every single time those numbers. Listen, I don't know how old I was, but I was a kid and I knew something was fishy about that. I don't even remember what the product was. I just remember that tiny little timer. Well, it wasn't tiny. It took up a good corner of the screen, but still.
No, wait, it's only 143. Oh, no, actually, 886. I mean, 771. It could be any number, but hurry up and buy this thing that's out of stock for 11,351 units. Next, what even is the discount here? The item title says 65% off, but the banner next to the price says 50% off. And the price here is 50% off that other price that's crossed out, but there are also these multi-buy deals for 55 or 60% off. It's a confusing mess of attractive sounding discounts, and that's a red flag. The next one is really simple, but it's pretty consistent with any kind of scam: overuse of emojis. Emojis themselves aren't a scam, and of course people who aren't scammers do use emojis, but seeing them all over the place like this is again a red flag.
Can you imagine if only scammers used emojis? Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Then there's this slightly confusing statement. 98% customer buy 2 to 4 items to use daily and gifts for their beloved one. Now, being charitable, this could just be bad translation into English, but it is a tiny red flag. And also, use daily? It's a robot puppy, not ointment. Scrolling down a page,
Yeah.
you see this lovely and reassuring banner titled Guaranteed Safe Checkout. Just the title protests a little bit too much. But also, look at all the badges. Apparently it's secured by both McAfee and Norton. Why both? That in itself is suspicious. There's also a PayPal verified badge and a few other supposed
Question, how is that suspicious? I'm not saying it wouldn't be suspicious, but I'm just wondering, like, speaking as somebody who isn't familiar with these, with how this sort of safe checkout things works, how is it suspicious to have both McAfee and Norton review your product? Is it like a Coca-Cola Pepsi thing where you can only have one or the other in your associated product or something? Because I know McDonald's has Coca-Cola, but it doesn't have Pepsi. You have to get Pepsi in some other place. I don't know what though. I don't know where though. Does Burger King have Pepsi or does it have Coke? I don't eat it from Burger King a lot.
Verification things, all of which are meant to reassure you. But on a lot of sites that aren't this one, that legitimately have these sorts of badges, the badges themselves are often separate things that have a link to the actual verification. These are just all pasted into a static image, and that is suspicious. Next, look at all the payment options they say they have. PayPal, Apple Pay, Stripe, Amazon Payments, Visa, MasterCard, Amex and Discover. Again, none of these are links to those organisations, whereas on legitimate sites they sometimes are. On one example page on this site, they had 2 different versions of this guaranteed safe graphic, but anyway, that's a lot of payment options. Hold that thought. Next, this text, and again, emojis, but also assurance that all goods are authentic with genuine patents. Nobody asked. Assuring people that something is authentic and genuine without them asking the question is a red flag. But also there's this weird bit of maybe moralizing. Counterfeits must be investigated. The text below it is awkwardly written, but again, charitably that could just be bad translation. And the claim made about the product here is that it is ultra-realistic and will behave like a real companion dog. And that it was voted as the best technological invention of 2024.
It's lagging again, Sugar Pie. Come on. How am I lagging? I don't understand. What is the problem? Let me test something actually. Okay, where's that cable I use? Give me a second, I have to find my aux cord. All right, I'm back and I found it. Let me just plug it in. I don't know if this helps, but this is the best I can do right now. I don't know if this is even the cause. I'm figuring maybe it's because of my Bluetooth headphones, because in my first stream, I didn't use the Bluetooth headphones and I didn't lag at all. And then and then I started using the Bluetooth headphones and now it's all lagging? Why? And the reason I use the Bluetooth is because with my Blue Yeti here, when I plug it into the aux when I plug it using the aux cord connected to my headphones, it like the Blue Yeti gives me like a feedback of my own voice, and I think that's distracting.